It's illegal to sweep yard debris into a catch basin. It causes water pollution and sewer backup. Use biodegradable bags or redistribute lawn and leaf clippings for fertilizer. If you see someone dumping waste into a catch basin, report it immediately. Remember, only rain down the storm drain.
Due to the graphic nature of the following program, viewer discretion is advised.
Mr. Gresham, who represents you, sir?
No one, sir.
Do you have any money to hire a lawyer?
Not at this time.
Mr. Carty?
Yes, are you working? Okay. Judge, I must have missed this probation report. I read the probation reports. Was there one for him?
Yes, ma'am.
I must have
According to the probation department, it says that on November the 14th, 2014, the defendant was found guilty of an attempt. He was originally charged, I guess, with
domestic violence.
domestic violence and was sentenced to 2 years of active probation with conditions being that he have no contact with the complainant and that he complete the court's battery intervention program known as DIET. Supposed to be followed up also by him obtaining permanent employment on August 11th, 2015. The case was scheduled for a probation violation hearing and was continued until August the 25th and again until October the 13th, 2015. On June the 2nd, 2015, Mr. Gresham completed the DIET program successfully. On December the 8th, 2014, Mr. Gresham completed his 50 hours of community service work in lieu of fines and court costs. On September the 29th, 2015, he completed the parenting class that apparently was required of him at Beachbrook, that is. On March the 7th, 2016, the defendant tested positive for marijuana, and this was the second positive test that he had while he was on probation. He claimed that he is currently seeking employment, and on March the 8th, 2016, probation officer sent a referral to the Council for Economic Opportunities in Greater Cleveland for a life skill workshop for the defendant, 3-day job readiness workshop, and job placement. The record reflects that there have been no complaints from the victim or pending cases. Indicates that Mr. Gresham currently resides with his father and has 3 children. This case is set to expire on November the 14th of this year.
Judge, Mr. Gresham formally waives a formal probation violation here and admitted the positives show that he violated probation. Judge, I'm not excusing that, but it's really too bad, I would say, for him that it sounds like he's done what he's supposed to do, but he tested positive twice on probation. I don't know if he needs treatment for that. I know you say no drugs or alcohol on probation. I feel that he should have, he's kind of made a problem for himself big time because he did everything else. So I don't know what you can tell the judge, but he's not happy, I'm sure.
It's just, I've been stressed. I ain't seen my kids since 2014. It's killing me.
I'm sorry?
I said, it's killing me. I done did everything. I don't see why the judge haven't lifted the TPO yet.
He's the judge.
I'm talking about Judge Tarver.
He had Judge Tarver.
She had Judge Tarver, okay.
Okay, so you haven't seen your kids, and that's killing you. Help me understand how it is that, you know, knowing that you're on probation and knowing that you're not supposed to smoke dope. Smoking dope has made anything any better.
No.
You've been back before the court on one prior occasion for doing the exact same thing, and I guess the fact that the court cut you some slack made you feel as though, well, you know, I can self-medicate some more, right?
No.
Then help me understand how it is, knowing that you were putting yourself at risk, that you could very easily lose your liberty and whatever else you put together. You decided that it was okay for you to smoke some more.
It wasn't like that.
Beg pardon?
I just made a mistake again.
Again. And how many mistakes do you think that you're supposed to be able to make before you take a hit?
Only took one time.
Beg pardon?
One mistake.
But you've already done one, so this is two.
I think I just need drug classes.
Mr. Gresham, I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. You know, you telling me that, you know, you think you need a drug class or whatever it is, sounds an awful lot like a courthouse conversion. All of a sudden, you know, you come to see the light and all of a sudden you need help with your drug problem. You know, that's a dog that won't hunt. This entry probation violation hearing is waived. Defendants found in violation of probation. Sentence will be resuspended. Probation will continue until March the 22nd, 2017 on new conditions. And those conditions are the defendant not consume any alcohol or any other drugs of abuse. You also have to complete the original conditions. Do you understand what's being required here?
Yes, sir.
I see, this is because you were under somebody else's auspices, you know, when you first placed on probation. Because if you had been on probation to me, today you'd be on your way to jail. So this is your first appearance in front of me as a probation violator. If you come back in front of me as a probation violator, at any point during the course of the next year, the next time I see you, it's going to be a really short visit, because it's only going to be long enough for me to tell one of the gentlemen or the ladies in the blue shirts over here about 4 words. It'll be take him to jail. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Judge, just to clarify, I understand no alcohol or drugs. Didn't he complete those conditions, or was there anything left over that other than?
Whatever he's got
Okay,
left,
okay.
he's got to deal with. So you're telling me that you haven't had any contact with your family since October of 2014? You haven't talked to your, is that your wife or your girlfriend, or what is it? What's your relationship?
This is my children's mother.
Okay. And how many children you have with her?
3. I have 3 biologically.
Okay. And how many children are in the house?
5 altogether.
Okay. Apparently, the reason why Judge Tarver decided to put a no contact order on you was because of the nature of what this offense, you know, was. It says here that you grabbed one of those kids by the neck and that you hit another one with a broomstick.
Those weren't, well, the accusations weren't true, but I had to take a plea bargain. I had to plead what I had to plead.
You pled to an attempted domestic violence.
Yeah.
So you took some responsibility, maybe not every single thing about the probable cause, but.
All of it wasn't true.
But some of it was true.
Yeah.
Okay. So currently you have no relationship with your children's mother?
Well, no. We talk through other people. I don't want to violate like that. 'Cause that's more serious. I really want to see my kids. You know what I'm saying? Recently, well, I saw her recently at a, she just recently had a baby. I saw her at the hospital. Went to see her with the child at the hospital.
So she's involved in another relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. And so now she's got 6 kids?
Yes.
You still don't have a job?
No, well, recently I just got a call. I got an interview Friday at Buca B. Beppo restaurant in Strongsville. Be a dishwasher.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do, Mr. Gresham. If you secure full-time employment, okay, then you can talk to the folks at the Public Defender's Office about them filing a motion to modify this temporary protection order, or I should say this protection order at this juncture, that is a condition of your probation, okay? I want you to understand, though, I'm still just a little bit cherry about you, just a little shaky. I'm going to take a look at this. If you get a job based upon the fact that you've done basically the other things that you were required to do, then I'll take that as a good faith, and we'll give you an opportunity to see your kids.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you guys picked this up. She has one case under DOLLARD, it's a 2013 case. So she has 3 cases total on the docket. Do you have all 3?
I only have 2 in front of me.
It's under DOLL?
Instead of Howard, it's DOL.
She's gonna plead to that case, Your Honor, the 2013 case. The no operator's license, consent to a finding of guilt. The city's gonna move to dismiss the remaining charges.
Judge, that's a correct statement of the plea agreement, and the prosecutor informed us that insurance is shown on the 2013 case.
Ma'am, you understand that by doing this that you give up your right to a trial and all the rights you would have at a trial, that you expose yourself to up to $1,000 in fines plus court costs, as well as up to 180 days in jail with regard to the no driver's license charge, and with regard to the traffic control device charge, up to $150 in fines plus court costs, and 2 points against your driving privilege.
Yes.
You understand the rights you're giving up are the ones that the court announced at the beginning of this session. Did you hear the announcement? Did you understand what I told you at that time?
Yes.
You are a citizen of the United States.
Yes.
At the time that you were stopped on both of these occasions, did you have automobile insurance?
Judge, she just pled to 1.
Yes.
Beg pardon?
She pled to 1 case,
13 has insurance.
and that's the one she...
Okay, did I misunderstood? I thought that you said she was pleading to the traffic control device too, no?
No, Your Honor, just the 2013. I may have said just the 2013, so.
Okay. My error, yeah.
So that's okay. It's just the 1 case.
And were you insured on the date of the no driver's license charge?
Yes, Judge, it's on the ticket.
Very well. You are a citizen of the United States, ma'am?
Yes.
Understanding all this, do you still wish to enter a plea of no contest to this charge?
Yes.
Court will accept the no contest plea and a finding of guilty. The remaining charges are marked non prosecutor at the request and upon the recommendation of the prosecuting attorney. Insurance has been shown. Before the court proceeds, Counselor, is there anything that you want to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, she has a hard time suspension till May, so I've told her how to go about asking for privileges for noncompliance, and she needs to get an SR-22, and she says she has all the warrant block releases, but if she wants to say anything, she knows she shouldn't have driven.
Ma'am, is there anything you want to say on your own behalf before the court proceeds here?
Yeah, she's right. I know I shouldn't have driven, but my insurance, it lapses like if I don't pay it on time, so that was the problem I was having. I do apologize for that.
Yeah, but you know, Ms. Dollar, this is the 6th time that you've been excuse me, charged with and found guilty of either not having a driver's license or driving while your license was under suspension.
Can I speak?
Sure.
Okay, those were prior. I was at a young age when I got all of those driving under suspensions. Prior to, I've been trying to maintain that and not get in any trouble. As you can see, I haven't been involved in anything. I haven't been driving under suspension or anything like that, and I sincerely apologize.
But ma'am, that's like telling me that, you know, I closed the door after the horse was out of the barn. I mean, this is still yet again, you know, another one. And it's not like, you know, you're all that old to begin with. So when you're talking about, you know, these were young, youthful mistakes, not that much more useful. How many times do you think that you're supposed to be able to do this without taking a hit?
I should have been doing it the first time.
What do you do for a living, ma'am?
I'm a manager at a kids' clothing store.
And your bi-weekly take-home is what?
It goes up and down. My wages are being garnished right now, so it goes up and down.
Well, on average, in the ballpark of?
Like 600.
You have kids?
Yes, I do.
How many?
3.
Sentence of the court will be that the defendant pay the costs, and further, he should be sentenced to 180 days in jail. The days will be suspended. Defendants found indigent costs are also suspended. Defendant has to pay the $25 public defender fee. She's placed on 5 years of active probation. That probation is conditioned upon her performance of 80 hours of community service work and may be made inactive after the community service work is completed. And Ms. Pollard, you got 5 years of probation to pull with me. It's active probation, which means that every month you have to report to a probation officer at least until the 80 hours of community service work is completed. After the 80 hours of community service work is completed, you will no longer have to report to a probation officer, but you will still be answerable to this court for the balance of the 5 years that I just announced. You understand?
Yes.
The 80 hours of community service work have to be performed on a schedule that will be set up for you through the probation department of the court. Your failure to keep the schedule or your failure to perform any portion of any one of those 80 hours of community service work will bring you back before me as a probation violator. Anything that brings you back in front of me as a probation violator will cost you 6 months of your life. You understand?
Yes.
Now, ma'am, this is your opportunity to show that you can do the right thing, both as it relates to abstaining from driving or obtaining a valid Ohio driver's license and completing the requirement that the court has placed upon you as it relates to 80 hours of community service work. If you are unable to do that, and if you come back here as a probation violator, I will have no compunction about taking your liberty for 6 months. You understand?
Yes.
Have a seat in the hallway. They'll give you further instruction.
Your Honor, I'd ask you to consider this as her first lifetime DUI, only the mandatory minimums. She did show insurance last time, she says. And she does work for Consolidated Solutions, which is a printing company, and she has 3 minor children. She did admit to me this is an anomaly and it's out of character, however, it is serious. And there was no accident. And she regrets this, and I'd ask that you consider the mandatory minimums.
Ma'am, is there anything you want to say on your own behalf before the court proceeds here?
Just that I apologize for even having to be here, Your Honor.
Suspended right away.
Sentence of the court will be a defendant be fined $375 plus costs and sentenced to 180 days in jail. The days will be suspended. Defendants found indigent costs are also suspended. She has to pay the $25 public defender fee. She's placed on 1 year of active probation. That probation is conditioned upon all of the following. First and foremost, the defendant is not to consume any beverage, alcohol, or other drugs of abuse. Additionally, she is to successfully complete an alternative to jail program to be assigned to her through the probation department of the court. Complete 3 sessions with the Mothers Against Drunk Driving driver intervention program, again to be assigned through the probation department of the court. And finally, have to undergo substance abuse assessment, and if necessary, substance abuse counseling, again as assigned through the probation department of the court. Defendant's driving privilege is suspended from December the 24th, 2015 until June the 24th, 2016. The court finds this defendant's first DUI within the last 6 years. Insurance has been shown. Any administrative license suspension previously imposed is hereby terminated and superseded by this judicial suspension. Ma'am, you understand what's being required of you?
Yes.
Ms. Law, you have a year of probation that you have to pull with me. It's active probation, which means you have to report to the probation department on a monthly basis. You are not to consume any alcohol or other drugs of abuse during the time that you're on probation to the court. You have to complete a 72-hour alternative to jail program instead of going to jail for 72 hours as otherwise required. You have to also complete 3 sessions with the Mothers Against Drunk Driving driver intervention program. And you also have to undergo substance abuse assessment. And if they determine that you need it, substance abuse counseling. You understand all this?
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, you have to do all the things that I've required that you do. You have to avoid the things I've required that you not do. Your failure to do either one of those will bring you back in front of me as a probation violator. Anything that brings you back in front of me as a probation violator will cost you 6 months of your life. You understand?
Yes.
You are not to drive for any purpose between now and June 24, 2016. We will report to the Bureau of Motor Vehicles that you've shown us proof that you were insured at the time of this event. What time are you supposed to be here, Mr. Cox?
And now I was out there, I didn't know I was supposed to come in here.
What did you think was going to happen out there?
This is my first time doing this, so I didn't know I had to just come in the courtroom. I thought they was gonna call me out there.
What's this? Mr. Cocker, let's see, on this case, according to the record I have in front of me, you first appeared back in, what, I'll take that back. Yeah, I saw it. On November the 5th, 2014, had a court appearance on that date. So this ain't the first time that you appeared in court. So, you know, I'm really not trying to hear this story about you sitting out in the hallway until just a few minutes ago. That's, you know, that's a dog that ain't gonna hunt.
I really was out there though.
Yeah. Doesn't have the ring of truth. Who represents you? Do you have any money to hire lawyers? That's just what we're talking about here.
No.
This entry of probation violation hearing is waived. Defendants found a violation of probation. Defendant will be credited with 30 days served in county.
Oh, I see.
Probation is therefore terminated.
I didn't know how much time you had. Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
For a videotape copy of this episode, call 664-3571 with the following information on your TV screen.